Hello everybody and welcome. Today we will be playing in the Double Down seasonal event. First off, our deck is duplicated, so every card has an additional copy. And thanks to the Double Down effect, whenever we play a unit from our hand, a unit with the same provision cost will be taken from our deck and we will play that too. Now that is the event description for this event, but it is actually incredibly inaccurate, as the Double Down effect will actually trigger the first time you play a unit each turn. So tutoring a unit through a card like Necromancy will also trigger the Double Down effect, as will using Necromancy to play a unit from the grave. Additionally, due to what I can only imagine as poor design, by playing disloyal units, you actually play units from your opponent's deck instead of your own. And the last thing the description doesn't tell you is that the unit you get is random. Although while I say random, of course the randomness is up to you. If you only have one 10 provision card in your deck, then playing one 10 provision card will guarantee playing the other one too. And this makes provision allocation even more important in Double Down than in other modes, as you may be able to make very nice plays with two units that share the same provision cost, or very poor ones. Anyway, we'll start by looking at the deck we will be using in this video. So here's the deck we will be using in this Double Down event. Now, there are two core elements in this deck. The first is centered around the leader ability, Jackpot. Now this was recently reworked, and we're primarily interested in its new effect, that whenever a unit gives you coins which exceed your coffer, it is boosted. And the second element is the Salamander. And we'll be using the Double Down effect to play two of these back to back, and hopefully wipe our opponent out. Anyway, we start with our leader ability. Now, we can use it to gain 9 cards and boost an allied unit by the excess amount. But as I said, we are primarily interested in its other effect, that whenever an allied unit gives you coins, it is boosted by an excess amount. So we will be using coin generating abilities like Profit to boost our units. Now the strongest Profit unit is Siggy Reuven, and he starts with Profit 4, and if you have a unique gang category in your starting deck, he gets an additional 1 coin of Profit. Now there are 6 categories, and all but Firesworn are represented in this deck in some form or another, so Siggy has Profit 9. With most leader abilities, the second Siggy's Profit would be wasted, but because of Jackpot it will go into boosting Siggy. So one will drop at 4 power and the other at 13. And you're probably going to want to play these two in the melee row, but definitely adjacent to one another because they will synergize with the next card. And that is Caesar Bilzen. And when he's deployed, he will trigger the Profit abilities of adjacent units, which is why we want the two Siggies to be side by side, because we want to be able to slip this card in between the two Siggies to gain another Profit 18. And then our second Bilzen will be able to trigger one Siggy, so we want to put some other Profit unit beside him as well. The next best Profit unit we have is the Beggar. He'll start at Profit 3, but if there's already another Beggar on the field, he'll have Profit 5 instead. And thanks to the Double Down effect, we can potentially play one and pull another from the deck, so bonded abilities are a lot more likely. And whilst we can simply gain boosts through the leader ability, when we have the chance we will want to use the Sea Jackal. There aren't many spinners in the deck, but this is one of them, and by reaching his Horde condition, he'll provide 1.5 boost per coin, which is slightly more efficient than the boost we gain through the leader ability. To go along with all our coin generation, we have Bincy. Now whenever we gain coins, she's going to boost us up by 1 for each coin gained, and there are going to be 2 of her, so she effectively triples the value of each coin earned. Now to be clear on this, she only gains boosts when the coins in your coffer change, so the excess coin generated doesn't go into boosting her. So the best she can get is 9, and so that's why you're going to want to have at least one Jackal on the field to keep spending coins to empty your coffer, so that Bincy can keep gaining value. I would consider playing Syndicate a little more complex than the other factions. I'll add more detail in the match footage. But basically, we want Bincy and Sea Jackal on the board, and before playing a profit unit, we use Sea Jackal to empty our coffer as much as necessary to stop overflow. We then try to finish off with a big point slam from Caesar, which can net us about 60 points if we have Siggy, Bincy and a Jackal on the board. If necessary, we can add our leader ability on top of that to give us another 30 points. So, even if we are behind by about 100 points, we can still win round 1. And this is what we'll be looking to do, because we'll want last save for what we've got planned in round 3. So we now move on to the centerpiece of our second element and our finisher, the Salamander. Now by paying a 9 coin tribute when it's deployed, it will poison all units on the battlefield. Now this is yours, your opponent's, and even himself. And since we'll be playing him twice, if we pay this tribute twice, we will in fact be destroying all units on the battlefield, hopefully leaving nothing left on the board but him. Now in traditional double Salamander decks, there is a turn between the poisons where you can generate coins, but because this will happen immediately, we will need to rely on other mechanics to generate the income. So the Salamander also has profit 1, and he will gain an additional profit for every allied Salamander unit that you control. So we will need 7 more if we are going to be able to pay this tribute by the time the second one's being deployed. Now this deck has been set up so that all the 5 provision cards are of the Salamander category. And thanks to the Double Down effect, by playing one 5 provision card, you will in fact get 2 Salamander units. So really we only need to play 4 units to get to the profit 9 on our second Salamander. Of course 4 units is still not great, but the Salamander Mage can help us. Now, we'll probably be playing our Salamander as our final or penultimate card, so we will look at his Adrenaline ability. Whenever we pay a tribute, we will gain 2 coins back. So if we play one mage, and he chooses another mage, then we'll have 3 Salamander units on the field, and we will get 4 coins back on the first tribute. So we have 8 of the 9 coins required for the second Salamander. So we can essentially consider the Salamander Mage to be worth 3 Salamander units. And the Mage is certainly helpful, but we still have an even better option. So meet Roland Blenheim. Now, when he's on the board, whenever a unit gains poison, then he will gain 2 coins. So if there are say 20 units on the board, when you play the Salamander, he will give you 40 coins, and 31 of those will go into boosting him thanks to the jackpot ability, so we'd like him to survive our double Salamander, but more on that later. Now with Roland in play, you can essentially guarantee meeting the required tribute, and it is also a Salamander to boot. We move on to another 7, Roland's brother, Gellert. Now he's also a Salamander, and for 1 coin he will poison an allied unit and boost it by 2. Now we can use Gellert in several ways. Firstly, to clear your board of junk, to make space, and this might be disloyal units your opponent has played, or to just give you boosts. Of course, if Roland's on the field as well, you'll get 1 coin back for poisoning a unit. And I would consider poisoning your own units quite safe here, particularly against monsters, Skellige, Northern Realms, and Scoia'tael, as most people won't be running many poison units in this mode. And our last 7 provision unit is Kalkstein. You can pay him 2 coins and he will purify a unit. And we primarily have him here to remove the Veil status from our opponent's cards in order to set up the finisher. However, until then he synergizes quite nicely with Gellert and Roland. It costs 1 coin to poison a unit, and 2 coins to purify a unit. So if if you have both your roll-ons on the field, you will gain 4 coins back. Which means, by boosting a unit by 2, you're given 1 coin. So you can essentially get an infinite number of points if you have these 4 cards on the field. This will stop, however, once the Adrenaline 5 condition kicks in and Gallet gets a cooldown. But until then, it's still a nice way to get boosts and makes a good smokescreen for hiding your true intentions. I said before that if there are 20 units on the field, that Roland will get a boost of 31 points for each Salamander that was played, so 62. Unfortunately, he would die in the process. But with Marlene on the board, you can keep him alive. Now Marlene has Veil, but more importantly, she can also give Veil to another unit. And this will probably be Roland, but possibly any other unit that you think is useful or might survive. Now if we cannot guarantee last say, or perhaps want to preempt our opponent's last card, we want to have a Veiled unit on our field to survive the double Salamander. You can also give target a Veiled unit with Gallet to give it a boost in poison. Of course this can't actually poison the unit, so it just applies the boost. But because it's not poisoning it, Roland won't give you the 2 coins. Our other 6th provision card is Nivellen. And when he's deployed, he will move 3 adjacent units to the other row. I think this could also be replaced with a locking unit like Dora Gary. But I think just simply moving units will suffice. And I've added this card because I was running through various scenarios that could be problematic for us, and I think Nivellen covers them well. The main problems are if our opponent plays Kahir, who will gain boosts whenever our units gain boosts, and preventing us from winning, or if we're facing Skellige and they play the Dire Bear, which makes boosting impossible, and that might make winning round 1 impossible, and this card can prevent them by moving the problematic units to the other row. This deck is also rounded off with a couple of tutor cards, because it is important to get the necessary cards to implement our strategies. And because this is a double down, provision cost distribution is important. And you will see that most of these higher provision cards are unique, so they will tutor another copy of themselves. At 7 provisions, we have our Salamander support group, and these all function very well together, especially if you get 2 Roland and 1 of each of the others. At 6, we have more support. 4 is our coin generation group, which we'll primarily be using in round 1. I'll just finish by flipping through the deck. Obviously a good tutor card, mainly to deal with a problem like Kahir, Prophet, more tutor, Engine, a finisher, for tutoring the Salamander specifically. This will be our finisher for round 1. Roland, more Salamanders. This card is not for using, it's merely only here because it fulfills the cut-ups category. So if you do draw this, put it back in the deck. You shouldn't really be needing it. Most of the time you just want to play units. More for point generation. Okay, so let's see how this deck plays.
You'll join in your blood! Onward!
You'll need Fawn Z6 CV1265X for that. My duty? To stick my nose where it doesn't belong.
In this world, only two things are certain.
He who knows too much dies too soon.
Three ounces of Optima Mater, a drop of mercury solution.
Vad du kassa? En ad fien in the vat!
Why bother with the door when the window's open?
The stars contend you shall be victorious today.
Corporations are people too.
The senses can be fooled easily.
Everyone has their secrets. Everyone.
What is truth if not an illusion? Oh, I'm ashamed to let this beauty go to waste.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
I'm not one to look a gift longship in the stern.
For the Baron! Best not play with fire, liable to get burnt. Burak!
I'm all ears.
Lots of prior experience. Worked with idiots my whole life.
This dance, you will never forget.
Kain in me!
I'm no beggar. I'm an artist.
One man's battlefield is another man's ripe patch for harvest.
I'll defend the Duquesa to my dying breath. This will make for prime product.
Paint your likeness for a crown.
Beg Emir and Asay.
Her Grace will not be pleased.
In my trade, I am a great artist.
I've a great eye for faces. Science is like a river.
Drinking can be hazardous to your health.
Tremble before the lights of the great sun!
Vigilance is a virtue.
You fear me. I sense it. I smell it. Come closer. Come on now, try.
I shall do what I must. As you wish.
Move it, or I'll beat you bloody. Whoever harvests Lee stays in these woods for good. Got it?
Bed keme in Maru.
No one can hide from you.
Don't blame me for your crooked nose.
Patience is not a virtue I am known to have.
Long live the Emperor! Long may he reign!
Your humble servant.
You'll need Fawn Z6 CV1265X for that.
Yes, sir. As ordered. I swear on my lady's garter.
Corporations are people too.
For the Duchessa!
A secret compartment. Delightful.
I'm no beggar. I'm an artist.
Just great.
Vigilance is a virtue.
You base your contention on erroneous assumptions.
Not all battles need end in bloodshed. Wars are won with discipline, my lords. Praise be to the great sun!
Hail, Kerzer!
Learn that spell in Zerrikania.
Discipline. That is what you folk lack.
Notice! All roads lead to Nilfgaard.
If it's peace you desire, prepare for war.
My lads will make sure of that.
See me smiling? I'm dead serious.
knew you would ask for this.
Spars Perpelon Vort!
Who do I spy?
The Empire will be victorious.
Horse Brigade! Follow me!
Best not play with fire, liable to get burnt.
Toussaint!
Verily? Ah, liquid gold, this.
Feeling a bit peckish? Barbarians.
You fear me. I sense it. I smell it.
Burak!
The simplest methods yield the best results.
A shame I had no time.
Appeals can be filed within 7 years.
You'll give your lives for the Empire if needed, with no hesitation.
Sod it all. A guest is a guest.
For the Duquesa!
Proceed according to plan.
Whoever harvests Lee stays in these woods for good. Got it?
This could hurt. They're dead already.
I forgive you. This time.
I bring death, quite literally.
In this world, only two things are certain.
Your name, young man, demands you be cursed into an urchin.
My duty? To stick my nose where it doesn't belong.
I shall flog them into submission.
Corporations are people too. Appeals can be filed within 7 years.
I only loot corpses, except sometimes they're quite fresh.
Barbarians all!
A problem best solved discreetly.
Shoes only get in the way.
No, dwarves do not qualify for childcare tax relief.
I'm no beggar. I'm an artist.
Oh, I'd be ashamed to let this beauty go to waste.
Never thought I'd look so damn fetching in feathers. Hail Kerzer! Hail Kerzer!
You'll need Fawn Z6 CV 1265X for that.
Everyone has their secrets. Everyone.
In this world, only two things are certain.
Oh dear. Have I something in my teeth?
Salamander has no fear of fire.
A taste of Nordling, is it?
My rule will be strong, my rule will be righteous.
Kerslik on Nightshade. Drinking can be hazardous to your health.
Means to an end, nothing more.
Feeling a bit peckish? Kerslik on Nightshade.
The Emperor is dead. Long live the Emperor! Down with tyranny. Yes.
Thought I'd seen everything, but I'm actually impressed.
The Empire will repay you for that.
Learn that spell in Zerrikania.
Scurry away, before it's too late.
What is it you want?
Strike first and strike hard.
Push on! No mercy!
Three ounces of Optima Mater, a drop of mercury solution.
Enough! Let us finish this.
There's nothing worse than a tepid bath.
Why bother with the door when the window's open?
Science is like a river.
How dare you? I am your sovereign, your emperor. Forgive me, my son.
Ah, liquid gold, this.
This will make for prime product.
Kalkstein, dine with me.
The hounds have caught a scent.
Thought I'd seen everything, but I'm actually impressed. Now watch just what a lass from Skellige can do.
shark out of water's still got its teeth.
Dwarves do not qualify for childcare tax relief.
Coexistence, my ass!
Oh, I'm feeling sleepy, grumpy, dopey and bashful. I'm no beggar, I'm an artist!
Mahakam! Hi-ho, hi-ho!
Shoes only get in the way. Why bother with the door when the window's open?
Wake up, dwarves! Humans lust after our lady folk!
You'll need full Z6 CV 1265X for that. Want a whiff of my axe?
Double hole!
Lots of prior experience. Worked with idiots my whole life.
Come the orphans!
Paint your likeness for a crown!
For you, pal! Anything! You sure of that?
I'd seen everything, but I'm actually impressed.
What's in a boot? Well, good way to battle Earl King Desmond.
Got business for me? Special price, just for you, love.
Salamander has no fear of fire.
Got a hearty hankering for Gwent. This will make a prime product. No more half measures. Fill 'em full.
I steered.
Feels like a pimp fainted with passing aid. What a thistle poison. Draw that bandana over your face. It's good advice, trust me.
Show me the coin or sod off.
Move it, you nag! I'll axe you too! Just let me reach the bridge. The bridge, I beg you.
Got business for me?
Best not play with fire, liable to get burnt.
Nothing like a dwarf to get you out of a tight spot! Markham wasn't built in a day! Use it. Not sure for what just yet, but... Always willing. Damn it. Let's get this over with.
Thought I'd seen everything, but I'm actually impressed.
Science is like a river.
Now watch just what a lass from Skellige can do. Now watch just what a lass from Skellige can do.